Hello, this is James Lopes with Rise Star Church. Even in the world out loud. The name of this one is, this is the mini date page about the mini dates. Mostly how it's been presented, or what people would pretty much mainly understand. The mini date was a kind of like a normal date, but there with more guidance instead of just the usual way in our society how people start dating. It was just kind of completely separate from the family, and you found out later, and then you got to talk a little bits about it, and there, and you probably got a lot of stuff hidden from the the ones that cared about them most, which obviously the Child's relations in that format. So this is basically of any age working up. Um, that a parent can get involved with instilling that foundation about their morals and values and what they're looking for and how they should be treated. And it's just basically nonchalant according to the green field aspect. And many day could be just quick interaction of that small talk and different things to a full-fledged regular type date that could have the parents going off on a separate way when there's a chaperone, when the date is a chaperone, or they're just like right over there, or they're with like a family, the date with a family type thing. Any aspect, depending on whoever, according to what they're trying to accomplish. Now, this is not really much actually right now. Of course, before the Queen thing and the and um, a lot of different state agencies and state organizations have different concepts of a mature job at the moment. But any which way, it is 500 feet out, kind of like the Fatal Battle section of things of Rise Star Church. Now, what mainly I want to talk about is right now what people can accomplish with the image, which is mainly what's around Rise Star Church. Um, Within the 500 feet, within the half an hour period of time, because of the unconditional love, the sin offerings, and such. Obviously, we're going to have the um, sexually active children of the world, the United States, and such, in the one area that it's safe and determined by organizations and America. But we're going to be working also on the Chastity Chase version, the SPY format. Them working at their faux fourness. Remember, they see the problems in others. They don't know how to fix the problems in others. In judgment phase of things, it's the mirror of James, the book of James, the scripture. It's the I see the problem because I got the problem, and obviously I'm not through the problem because I can't help with the problem. Sort of format, no word, no action to do such. So it's that, and it is a working out or getting the safety of themselves instilled by the the uh, the the governing of that particular city, the police force, their parents. They may work with the regular agency that used to do the ring of crimes and such. Um, Fire departments, ambulance. They like to get involved, of course. Um, so they can feel safe going through a community. They know exactly what to do. Also, the games, what the vision of the love thing, sexual version, emotional version, what the emotional version was used for in games and manipulations and controlling and such, my heartstrings. Uh, Learning those games, not to use them to defend from them, to learn them, to teach them, so they can't be used on others either, and such. Um, and It's really simple and in the image format. The image was like it's in scripture. I related to Moses putting the brass serpent up on a cross, which later was depicted as Jesus Christ. But it was when the snakes came out, they bit Israel and they would die. But God had him put a serpent up on a cross, brass one, to where if they got bit, they looked at it, they would die. Same aspect. Really, in this aspect, um, what what the whole systems are figuring out, Rise Star Church's contributions is all this stuff is, as I explained, is for the children. It's for the edification of their love. Um, it's making it a natural rise star moment, uh, and teaching, training, and getting through that faux fourness deal, so they don't become predatory adults of some format of creating schisms everywhere. Um, that's really what it's for. The chastity chase rise, refraining from sexual activity, dealing with the sexual activity with a dance, a lurid format in a chase or in a fountain. And regretfully, how things were done, it was done in a business format where other people, since they were keeping society at a 12-year-old level, hiding laws, hiding these teachings, except for the particular groups that were teaching them, was marketing people as products. Um, the older adults, basically making sexual predators, and who wants a bunch of registered sex offenders roaming around the city? Of course you don't. And of course you got to realize the truth of the matter is it was for chastity chase. It was not for convicting people. Yeah, regretfully, it was playing catch up, and they hadn't had the training that all the kids should have had from about 6 on up till 12 when I started. So they wouldn't have the problems later on. So that's really what the image of Rise Star Church is all about anyway, because here I am talking about relationships, love, and edification, and teaching the children properly, and with some whoever's got a face, and then here comes the child outside of the veil. Oh, totally different. Now everybody's pretend we're playing a game because the tricks are for kids. The game is I'm the predator. Image thing, and they're playing that I don't know, and they're playing the same thing that I'm playing with the kids. That yeah, it's not about me. Uh, it's about you thing type of deal. And so in this format, I stated before, they we haven't quite gotten into the actual kind of dating stuff. That's probably going on within 500 feet outside the place before Queen catch up edification, evening of the world and love thing goes on. Uh, Now in the inner circle, in that half an hour, 500 feet, obviously there's going to be the children that do have sex in our society, because we all want them in one spot, not hidden, affecting other kids. And we're going to have the working on that chastity chase, working on that spy format, reframing them from sexual activity as long as they can, so we can determine the natural rise star in the proper time with the working through the full forness and the instilling of defense of games, manipulation, psychological heart string pulling stuff, and the proper ways to do things with the people and to be safe, to the right people in society and such in that inner circle. And in that format, they I've mentioned the queen is there. I'm looking for it. That she doesn't take control like the leader, I guess. Face. I'm the lamb in this case. She's the lion. Anyway, I'm just gonna do what is just consider respectful of atmospheres with people, kind of help instill that sort of thing with teaching, leading by example, and the or according to what they're trying to show, what they're trying to deal with their sexuality. I'll get about that in a second, and then we're then I'm out of there. Now, so if it's more of a chastity chase thing, obviously, if they're working out the full fullness, well, there's third party that's going to come up and they're going to try to determine, obviously, if they're one of the sexually active ones. But this will work in a great format for, oh yeah, we're supposed to come here under the great spy. We're supposed to, we have this person, this whatever story game they're playing with the game player, outside of the veil child. Then all of a sudden, as I would leave, as soon as possible, unless right after I leave, unless they've instilled the foundation somewhat, or because no is dependent on the person offered, not anybody around, especially when organizations are setting different people for that type of format. Anyway, but unless they're got that instilled with, they can do the luring for a half hour, 31 minutes. Okay, they can just lure outside of the 500 feet area, and then still chastity type stuff. Or they can get in a car and drive away. That happens a lot. So the third party that comes up afterwards, they're wearing green, for instance. Then, oh yeah, we're supposed to go check on this particular person. Okay, do your little thing, blah, blah, blah. And then I leave, and then they're leaving, and then other people are going to be approaching, which really, they come in herds or whatever. Because the main format, I'm going to get into a little psychology of the chastity chase in the first place. Now for the kid, because the main thing is as the image, I'm instilling that my love is not divided. Sexual love, emotional love, same thing to me. There's when there is a spy and they are working on these things, then I'm gonna, whatever they're working on their own sexuality, working on dealing with that, but they're working at it in a weaponized format, like alluring to, like I said, to catch sexual predators. They are our spies in the United States, where we get them involved in working with the system, learning the safe stuff and everything, but really they're a foe. because they don't know how to help in word or action stuff. We do it just for keep them, or natural rise star thing, want it naturally to happen where they figure out, okay, well, I can help out in some way. I'm not just gonna try to use half of my love as a weapon type of thing. So it's it's a funny little aspect because that's some people are really jealous of my job because all I do is go around and have the kids show me their whatever they want to show me type of thing, and I go, yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's wonderful. Let me look some more. Different aspects of mental offerings that they're dealing with that aspect of what they're doing, whatever the perception of what's going on. So the so um, that's for the kids and such, and then um, with the other aspect um, is the heartstring stuff. And like I said, whether they wear green or not, I'm going to try to, depending on the child's situation, how their conversation two-way with me, whatever. Um, I'm going to give what everybody should be treated with anyway: respect, uh, love, and icebreakers sometimes, or waiting politely for somebody else, or uh, acknowledging their existence, or um, the what's that first aspect of conversations? Said it before. The nonchalant little beginning of a conversation before you get into the nitty gritty of your what you all want to talk about if it goes into a further conversation. Well, everybody should be treated like anyway in the first place. But of course, people come around Rise Star for that specific because they're going to get what they should be treated like, especially as a child. And it's a funny aspect because what we're doing, it's just almost like here's a child. They learn, there's my sexuality in the world. And I'm starting to notice it everywhere. Mr. Parent puts them in the spy format. Okay, got to deal with that, or I got to teach you some stuff, and you got to learn how to protect yourself, because it's very useful around the world for everybody. And so then they're going, and well, we got to work on the natural rise star. Well, that's all that stuff in the grit. That's all this organized format is how we did the chassis chase before, but now we're cutting off how we destroyed other ones that didn't have that training, and we needed to catch up in different other formats that we used for suffering business format such. So here we are, and then what we're doing is the closer they are getting to natural rise star, we're purposely getting them in the faux forwardness aspect, because that's the whole point of the SINOF in the first place. It's getting over your issue. It's still going to be an issue if you point at the issue everywhere you go and you don't have any fixes for it. I mean, obviously you still have the problem, you just deny it in yourself type of thing, and it's so. But any which way, and also the safety format of things, it's just better for a parent to deal with their child's instilling of those values, foundations, traditions. Um, Concretely talk to the daycare or the organization that's bringing bringing them for an offering, on exactly what they're trying to work out with things, because too much other influence makes the problem. That's why we've really had problems. So what we're doing is we're kind of funneling, because here we are. This kid is learning about their sexuality. Well, We want it to be more natural Rise Star and not them to just start spreading it over the world with all these people that may not use them the way that is probably best for it. Uh, well, here, you're a spy, and we're going to weaponize it for you. But, we're cutting out how it was really used for a weapon. We're just playing pretend now because it's only for the chastity. We got the image now. Okay? But here you go. We're taking half of your love, we're turning it into a weapon. And then this way, it's a little tricky on them because that's until you figure out it's love. And you can actually help people deal with the same things as dealing with. We're just putting them in that aspect so they can it can refrain them from sexual activity a little longer so we can steal some more stuff, type of thing. But on the same aspect where it really comes from, not only the physical formats dealing with the sexuality things, it comes with the like I said, the particular parent working with the particular child on particular things, and with people that know that process and where they're at, so they can work on those particulars. And so, emotional stuff. Yeah, you can have the nicest person in the world. They may have a totally different view, which obviously there's some people that disagree with Rise Star Church's stuff. That's fine, whatever. They're going to come around a well anyway, and they're going to be over there then. It really doesn't matter. But, it's this aspect that, they're working on something. They're focused in on something, and if there's something else, somebody's working on something else, they'd be the nicest person in the world, but then all of a sudden their thing is totally different. And if they don't even have that other thing that they're trying to work with them on, then they throw in another option there, it's going to be confusing to get, you know what I mean? So, it's focus. It's one step at a time. It's very important. The most important job of a church is the chastity chase of things, dealing with that forness, instilling the values and traditions and morals, and getting educated on how not to get manipulated by heartstrings, by emotional love, and such. So here I am. I'm the image, and you know what I'm doing? Like I said, I explained. They're giving me a sexual dance in the chastity chase. I'm like, oh yeah, it's great, it's wonderful, I love it. Sure would. Because they're backwards. They're weaponizing it. And like I'm the evil one. This image, because I like what I see. I think there's something wrong with that. And to cut off everybody else, kind of thing. Here I am also in treating a person with respect, love, understanding, acknowledging they're there, things like that. And it's almost in this aspect I as an image get to be in a little bit a better situation than everybody else because everybody else has to really, because of legalities of, and this is why they kept it hidden in the first place, regarding sex minors and things like that. Everybody has to naturally keep a minor indoor room. Well, I can't really talk to you type aspect. Kind of the same aspect that, you know, Queen's going to help even some things out for us. But any which way, the we're narrowing down. It's almost like so I literally a parent could come out of clothes, out of green clothes, with green clothes, with the chastity chase dance, girls dealing with their sexuality thing, and me going, yep, daddy like, and or not. But any which way, me just being a personable person, nice according to their niceness, and always giving me a look or a smile or a small talk. That's what I was trying to figure out the thing earlier. And then that could go into a conversation afterwards, during, over there, the image over there looking or something. that can go into conversation of how the predators image are. They like to use the see that game. This is a game that they can use to kind of win your win you over with your get you trusting them, and whatever other techniques that I actually put in there in the rift, and any other psychological things that people would manipulate people by games, so they can learn that aspect. Um, so they're never controlled by that aspect. Hollowed, I would say. Um, use it in the right situations. Um, never be used by it in the wrong situations. And in this format, it's kind of like Paul. They're going to in the scripture book of the books of what Paul writes about how he saw the sin and then he saw it everywhere in the world and he couldn't escape it within himself. They're really going to start seeing that. It's like, oh, I see the predators everywhere. So see, they're really getting over the full fourness everywhere because here I am. I'm just the image is whatever somebody what perception they give of this is there's the one. Here you can try a little dance stuff. Yeah, he does think my my love isn't weaponized. But they're not thinking of it that way. It's like, yeah, he is one of those, and because he was looking, and then there's like, oh yeah, he was doing those little games. Oh wait, guess what? Everybody starting to do those games. They're working out that stuff, but it kind of funnels them only to the people that are working with them, and then that will get them eventually to the Rise Star aspect when they do figure out that exactly what this main priest does in the edification of love. That's the image. That's the relational aspects of what people should be treated like according to their treating. Um, figure out that, and that's that Rise Star moment. Their spy, and they figure out my love has been divided. I weaponized that. There's no problem. I wanted people. I wanted to express myself that way. And the other thing, yeah, people do those games, but it's some of it's need, and I had to get over some of my need of it, and it's just a hard to understand. Maybe I can give some word and maybe some understanding. Now that and at that point, the Rise Star and the whole objective to parent people have been working one-on-one with them, so there's no what I like to call is cheating behind the parents' back of learning sexuality stuff, and that all through the whole process of things, and at that point, hopefully, well, I guess not hopefully, because either way it's according to will. That's why at Rise Star Church they have to say no, not the people with them. They're wearing green, it's legal. So you better make sure you have that. But it is natural, so there's nothing wrong with it. You just didn't agree. You aren't that person. This is my temple. I have access. I have just like yours. I have dominion over it. Well, it's the same for every other their temple and such. So but like I said, according to all the influences around, let's try to get the natural Rise Star moment in the format that everybody agrees upon, but of course always no temple's willful decision, um, which matters always the most. That foundation, that moral, that uh, value is the same all the way around. Um, so the you look at the Chastity Chase in that format. You work with what you will. Run Star Church. could always send an email. So, God bless. Talk to you later.